So we've obviously just had the news that Erkan Tepa failed a drug test following his second round knockout victory over David Price earlier this year. These revelations are all over the internet now. Apparently, the German authorities raided Erkan Tepa's home and found all types of substances in there. Steroids, I believe, HGH, I believe, and some other stuff in there as well, apparently. Now, a few people left comments on the video I did about the Tepa situation. And they also talked about the fact that Marius Wach tested positive for some type of substance after his fight with Povetkin. And on that same card, the Nigerian Durodola, who knocked out one of the new Russian golden boys, Kudryashov, in the second round, he also tested positive. So I want to talk about those two incidents because, again, I never got around to doing videos about those incidents. The Marius Wach positive test for me is very suspicious. And let me explain why. It's just my opinion, but this is how I feel. Marius Wach has already tested positive for steroids, all right? We know that. And he admitted that he was guilty. So no question, he's got a history of cheating. But going into his fight with Povetkin, he was saying several weeks before the fight that he'd had a bust up with the promoter and that he was worried that he wasn't going to get paid. He said this in several interviews, that he'll basically be fighting for free, and he was worried. Now, someone who's worried about not being paid and someone who's already had a ban for taking a substance before, would he really go into that fight drugged up again? Boxing is his livelihood. That's how he makes his money. You really think he's been caught once, so that means he's going to be under the microscope from here on in. No matter who he fights, they're going to make sure that he gets thoroughly tested. And he had to spend all that time out in the ring just sparring people, ticking over and trying to make money however he could, not being able to fight. You really think that so soon after his ban, he's going to go straight back in and get himself banned again when he knows people are going to be watching him like a hawk? So as I say, he was worried about not being paid. And then about a month or so, or several weeks after the Povetkin fight, the promoters come out, or the Russian commission or whoever it was that was dealing with the testing, they come out and said he's tested positive, and the promoters, I believe, said we're not paying him now. So from the outside looking in, and this is according to Marius Wach as well, he believes this is what happened and his people believe this is what happened. They're using this positive as an excuse not to pay him, and their claim is that this is a false positive, that Marius Wach didn't take anything this time, and these guys are just taking advantage of the fact that he's already got a dirty name, and they're saying, you know what, we caught you and now we're not going to pay you. And Marius Wach is saying, well, you weren't going to pay me all along, you were just looking for an excuse. Me personally, I find the situation suspicious with Marius Wach. We know he's a drug cheat in the past, but on this particular occasion, in these circumstances, he would have to be the dumbest guy in the world to be a drug cheat going into that Povetkin fight. He would have to be dumb beyond comprehension. I find it hard to believe that he'd do that, because another drug test is going to mean another ban, and probably longer than the previous ban, where he's going to be out of boxing for a long time, not able to earn any money, at least not from boxing. Would he really do that? I don't know, mate. I mean, it's possible, but I just feel like there's something sinister going on there. As far as the Durodola situation, you know, when I was watching that card, and that was a fantastic card, by the way, there's a lot of people talking about what was the best card of the year. For me, that card in Russia that had Afolabi, Durodola, Kudryashov, Povetkin, Marius Wach, to me, that was the best card of the year. That was a fantastic card. Fantastic. But anyway, the Durodola situation, I haven't really looked into it. But when I was watching it, I know people were writing all over the internet, you know, different forums and streams as the fight was going on. all the Russian guys were getting beat, apart from Povetkin. Or a lot of the Russian guys were getting beat. Lebedev also didn't get beat. But yeah, when all these Russian fighters started getting beat, people were typing, you know what, these fighters better be careful, because their drug tests are all probably going to turn out positive. You can't go over to Russia and beat all their guys and just walk away, sail off into the sunset. It don't work like that. They'll make your clean test come out dirty. You understand? And I know that's just by the by, really, but it did make me think that if they have somehow, by some corrupt means, made it out that Mariusz Wach has got a dirty test when really he had a clean test, wouldn't they be able to do that with Durodola as well if they wanted to? The Durodola one by itself wouldn't seem suspicious, but next to the Mariusz Wach situation, I don't know. I think it throws a big red flag over the whole event for me. You know, if it was just Durodola that tested positive, I would say, oh, okay. But Mariusz Wach, in the particular situation he was in, when you put it in that context, and then you see Durodola also testing positive when he beat their golden boy Kudryashov, I'm like, I wonder about that. I really do wonder. As I've said in many videos before about this drug testing, it's not just that there's loads of fighters out there who are on drugs, you know, performance enhancing drugs, because there absolutely are. It's a deeper situation, and it's a more sinister situation than that, in my opinion. It's a situation where a lot of fighters out there have, let's say, very cozy relationships with certain commissions and certain drug testing agencies. Very cozy relationships, in my opinion. They have the type of cozy relationships where my dirty test can come out clean, and you, my opponent, your clean test can come out dirty. You understand what I'm saying? It's that kind of cozy relationship. And that's just how I feel it is, man. So I'm kind of dismayed by the whole thing, you know. You really have to, in boxing, it really is about having a promoter, a strong promoter, because if you have a strong promoter, a tried and tested promoter, one way or another, by hook or by crook, by fair means or foul, they can protect you from this kind of stuff, at least to some extent. But when you're out there, like guys like Mariusz Wach and Durodola, these kind of guys, whether you're guilty or not guilty, you're getting caught anyway. If you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, you get what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. If you've got any more information about the Mariusz Wach situation or the Durodola situation, because someone left a comment on the Erkan Tepe video that I did, and they said that the Durodola situation has been cleared up now. But I did a quick search on the internet and I couldn't find any information about the Durodola thing. So I don't know if it's been cleared up or not. But the Mariusz Wach thing, I don't know if that's been cleared up either. So if you've got any information about either of them situations, then let me know. And if you've got any more information about the Erkan Tepe situation, which is still unfolding, then drop it in the comment section below and enlighten us, please, because there's still more and more revelations coming out about that almost by the hour. So yeah, it's your boy Hatman, I'm out.